So help me God.
Nelson Mandela's inauguration in May 1994 was one of the greatest turning points in the history of South Africa. He went from prisoner to president and became the first democratically elected ruler of a post-apartheid South Africa. And the words he spoke that day still resonate with many who are determined to honor his legacy.
Mandela redefined South Africa as it was, and today, even just think about Mandela in that moment, it gives you a huge sense of nostalgia that Mandela has actually, the Mandela moment has carried us through. Mandela, in fact, from that moment became the conscience of the nation.
Finally, everybody could enjoy freedom, human dignity, equality. And so we can never underestimate the importance of that day and the value that it means 20 years later.
Our first democratic election was crucial. It was the big milestone in South Africa's transition. It was a necessary but not sufficient condition to establish a democracy. And the DA's work is to pick up from that great moment, that moment of incredible celebration, the moment that the world described as a miracle, and make sure that we sustain that hope that we can become a real balanced democracy in which power is held to account by the people.
Mandela had a certain wisdom about politics. He understood that in politics, no wisdom is ever final. Everything needs to be constantly tested. What Mandela taught us is that it's not going to be easy to deliver what people want, but our remaining loyal to the principles of the ANC, remaining loyal to what the ANC stood for, is going to carry us forward.
Some South Africans who were born after Mandela became South Africa's first black president say they are grateful for the way he had reconciled the Rainbow Nation.
We needed Nelson Mandela to reconcile a segregated nation. So Nelson Mandela was the perfect candidate at that time to push South Africa forward into a more positive future.
And I'm so grateful that Mandela's legacy is still living here in South Africa. Long live ANC, long live Mandela's legacy.
Today, the ANC says it's celebrating its victory in the 2014 elections, as well as the legacy of leaders like Nelson Mandela, who had led South Africa from oppression to liberation. The ANC says it believes former President Nelson Mandela would have been proud of its victory at the polls in 2014, 20 years into South Africa's democracy, saying it showed that the ANC is indeed the right party to move South Africa forward. Rene Del Carme, CCTV, Cape Town.